Hey guys, thanks everybody for joining. Good morning, good afternoon, maybe even good evening to some of you, depending on where you are. I'm super excited to welcome you guys all today to today's webinar on mastering some Google My Business marketing strategies. In today's world, your business, it's your first impression, and oftentimes it happens online. And a Google business profile, it's really more than just a listing. It's your virtual storefront. And it's a super powerful tool that not only enhances your visibility, but also builds trust with potential customers. So I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Charles Della Sala. I'm the VP of Sales here at BrandRep. BrandRep's been around since 2009. I personally bring over a decade of experience to the digital marketing world, and we're known as being a one-stop shop when it comes to digital marketing. We're also proud to be a channel-level partner with Google, but there are a lot of different ways that I've seen us help small businesses just like you grow, expand, to take advantage of Google marketing resources. And just so everyone knows, we do go beyond Google. Oftentimes we're doing other projects, helping with website design and build, on and off page SEO, reputation management, social media marketing, Google ads. But today, we really wanted to focus in on that topic of Google My Business and how to leverage it. So with that being said, I did bring a co-host along with me. Her name is Emily, and I would love for Emily, if you could introduce yourself and tell them a little bit about you.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Charles. So I head up the SEO and content over here at BrandRep. I really specialize in organic strategy, whether that's for SEO, content, or social media. Like Charles was talking about, we really help businesses through a variety of services. The main way that I help businesses reach their digital goals is through content strategy. So through this, I've really seen how local SEO can affect businesses, whether you're small, mid-size. So optimizing your Google business profile can definitely help drive more traffic to your business, whether it's via online or from foot traffic. So we're excited to get into it.
Thanks, Emily. Awesome. So with that, I'd love to get things started. So what I'm quickly going to do is just go over the structure for the workshop, give you guys a little bit of an agenda and a breakdown. So few things we're going to talk about today. What is a Google business profile, right? Really important question. Why Google business profiles are important for your business. Common mistakes. How to optimize your Google business profile, get the most out of it. Q&A. We will save some time for questions and answers. And then, of course, a great giveaway here at the end. So without further ado, I'd like to take a quick moment to do a poll. Let's talk about the results real quick. So question 1, how familiar are you with the Google business profile? So the number 1 answer is somewhat familiar. All right, great. So we got some people that aren't familiar at all, some people that are very familiar, but most people are somewhat familiar. Number 2, have you claimed your Google business profile yet? Majority of you said yes. One of you guys said no, another said not sure. No problem at all. We're definitely going to be addressing the answers to these questions here in just a few minutes during the rest of the presentation. And then the third question is, what aspect of the Google business profile optimization do you find most challenging? Okay, so the top answer is utilizing all of the features of the Google business profile. I love that answer, and I'm happy that most people said that because we're going to be going over a lot of the big major features for the Google business profile today. So definitely stay tuned. I'm pretty sure you'll get the answers that you're looking for here later on. So let's move on. Thanks, guys, for participating in that poll. Part 1, what is the Google business profile? Okay, so I want everybody to do me a favor, all right? Whether you're on a phone, whether you're on a computer, I want everybody to Google dentist near me right now, whether you're on your mobile or your desktop. So I'll give you a second to do that. I picked dentist because I know everybody here probably loves going to the dentist, right? And we may even have some dentists here with us today. I know at BrandRep, I've had the pleasure of working with several. So hopefully everybody was able to do that. So as you can see here, I've got a breakdown. This is what the first page of Google should look like, right? If you typed in dentist near me, that's it, into the search bar on Google, you're going to see a breakdown. Whether you're on a desktop or a mobile, the first thing you're going to see are sponsored ads, right? Also known as Google Ads. And not sure how many of you guys were aware of this, but actually only 10% of people click on the sponsored ads. Now, right below that, as you can see here in the places, this is where the Google Business Profile, the Google Maps section, right? This is what we're talking about today. And if you look at the chart on the left, you'll see that an overwhelming 60% of searches happen right there, which is another major reason why we chose this topic today. And then down below, you're going to see the organic search results, which oftentimes will show a website URL or domain. Generally, that happens through on-page SEO, search engine optimization. Part of the reason I brought our expert, Emily, here today. So hopefully this gives everybody in this meeting a little bit of a better understanding of the first page of Google and kind of how Google operates, right? There's 3 pieces of separate real estate that any business owner like yourself could actually take advantage of and try to own for their individual area. And if you look there quick before I change, the mobile is similar, it's just a little bit different. Okay, so again, what is the Google Business Profile? Now, we got some very important statistics that we wanted to share with you guys today. So believe it or not, 75% of mobile searches are captured by Google, right? And I'm sure you guys are probably thinking, yeah, well, I mean, I know almost every time I do a search, it's usually from my phone, right? Some of you may still be, into the desktop, or maybe you love your tablet, right? I know I've got mine too, but most of the time I'm either on the go, I'm using my cell, right? Now, the second big stat here that pops out is this 84% of searches are discovery searches, meaning the potential client that is looking for your service, if you're a business owner, right? They're looking for the right one. They're looking to discover. They're not sure yet who they want to choose. And then the third icon there, the 46%, that stands for all of the searches that are actually looking for local information. That is a huge number. And I chose to put this profile here on the left. You can see Hatfield Dental Clinic. This is what a completed, full, call it healthy business profile should look like. As you can see, they've got their business name filled out properly. They've got 142 reviews with an amazing 4.9 out of 5-star rating. If any of you business owners out there have a Google profile and you've got a rating, anything over 4 stars, 4.5 plus, you're pretty much a superstar. I know how hard that is these days. That kudos to you guys. But pay attention to this profile a little bit closer. You can see the address is there, the hours are there, the phone number is there, the product and services tab is there with the link, the appointments tab is there with the link. For those of you that actually allow people to schedule appointments online, super important to be thorough here. You see that there's some questions and answers, and then you can also see the reviews down below at the bottom, right? And that this business is responding to their customers. Moving on. So everybody knows that Google Business in itself is 100% free tool, right? And it's used to manage your presence on either Google Search as well as Google Maps, right? As you can see in the images there. You can display your company info, your location, your hours. It enables people to interact with you. and it even gives you performance insights. So for those of you that did say in the poll earlier that you've claimed your profile and you're somewhat familiar, I highly recommend that you take a look at the Google Business Insights. This can actually tell you a lot about how well your profile is performing, about what your consumers are looking for when they're searching for a business just like yours. So next are this list here is basically things that are super important for your business when it comes to your profile, right? Here's why you should be leveraging the Google Business Profile. So number one, it increases your visibility, right? Not only in Google searches, also in Maps, which we just saw a minute ago, 60% of people go there, right? Number two, connects you with local customers, right? Google Business, Google Maps was designed for the local business owner. So if you're thinking, well, I'm a local business, right? Then this product, this service, Google Business, definitely for you. Third thing here, it simplifies how new customers find you, makes it really, really easy. It enhances your SEO. It showcases your services, your credentials, and again, going back to the brand, the reputation, it even gives you the ability to interact and respond with your customers. So super, super important stuff there. So here I just wanted to showcase a few real life success stories. These are just actual clients that have worked with BrandRep. So I thought it'd be worth mentioning. We've got an HVAC contractor that's averaging 30 new phone calls a month, a roofer that's averaging 21, and an attorney that's averaging 24, right? Now, keep in mind, these are service-based businesses, right? Some of you out there in the audience are probably roofers, right? You and I know job could be anywhere from, $2,000 to $50,000, $10,000 for a roof install. Same with HVAC, same with a lawsuit. So you may not need as many calls as some of these people on the next page. We also work with a lot of brick and mortar businesses. As you can see here, we've got veterinary clinics, we've got general dentists, we've got nail salons. This veterinary clinic of ours is averaging 170 calls per month just from Google Business Profile. This dentist here, 112, right? And a nail salon, 116. So if you're out there thinking, how powerful is Google My Business? Should I be leveraging Google My Business? I have a Google My Business, but I don't get anywhere near that many calls, right? This is how powerful it is if your profile is fully optimized and you're leveraging it properly, right? Now, the next section, we're going to talk about common mistakes, right? These are things that people do that could actually negatively impact your Google ranking. So I'm going to pass it off to Emily to talk a little bit about that, and she'll take you through it. Thanks, Emily.
Yeah, for sure. So, your poll answers definitely will work with this segment here. A lot of people don't know how many features we have that you can utilize within the GBP. So these are a lot of common mistakes right off of the bat when trying to figure out where do you even start with the GBP. So approximately 56% of local businesses haven't even claimed their Google Business Profile. So, one of the first steps to beginning to optimize your GBP and amp up your local SEO is start with actually claiming that business profile. Then we've got several different mistakes that are super common. Not posting is probably one of the most common mistakes. So you can post your promos, offers, events, anything pertaining to your business. Take the time and actually post what's going on within your business, anything current going on. And then a lot of people don't use the products feature. If you are selling anything for your business, upload those products. People can find you that way. When people are searching to purchase specific things or searching for certain keywords, you can be found by uploading all of your products onto your GBP. Now, adding a lot of photos is definitely a good step to take, but make sure that the photos are high quality. So try not to add a lot of photos that are low resolution, poor quality, bad lighting, things like that. Make sure that all the photos or videos that you're adding are, nice and high quality. And then you got to make sure that you're engaging with the listing. So, we work with a lot of small business owners, and of course, reputation management is definitely always a concern. So take the time to actually engage with your listing, engage with your community, respond to those reviews. Awesome. So another step here is ignoring the service tab. This is a really common mistake. You may think that you offer, 5 different services. Take a look at what your competitors are doing within the same industry and offer any service that you can actually market or sell. And then another really, really common mistake is inconsistent NAP. So the NAP is the name, address, and phone number. And so you want to make sure when creating your GBP that all of your information is correct. So try to avoid a toll-free number. Make sure that you use your business's actual phone number, or whether maybe it's your cell phone number that you use for your business. Make sure that all that information is correct. And then I know that a lot of people struggle with gathering enough reviews, especially if you're brand new at, creating your GBP, or maybe, you've had it for a while and you just don't know how to bolster these reviews. Take the time to connect with your community, express, how helpful it would be for more positive reviews on your GBP. So connect with your customers and see if you can gather some more reviews. And then the service areas not being completed fully is another mistake. So if you offer multiple service areas, maybe you're some sort of delivery job, provide all those service areas within your GBP. This is a really good strategy to connect even with your on-page SEO, because if you are servicing several locations, whether it's regional or a specific city, build out location pages on your website and then make sure that those service areas match your GBP.
Awesome. Yeah. Super, super important, everyone that's listening here today. These mistakes can definitely cost you ranking. And that engagement, Google optimization is big on engagement. All right, let's keep going. A few more.
Cool. So the info tab is often not completed fully. We see this a lot. So in the info tab, you can upload like your business description, contact URLs, maybe your specific business hours. Take the time to actually fully complete that. Build out that business description. Make sure that everything is fully completed there. Now, a lot of people ignore the Q&A section. This is something that we see a lot. So like Charles was talking about earlier about the breakup of traffic on the search engine results page, also known as the SERP, there is a couple attributes in that SERP that can help you actually rank. So one of those things is the people also ask. When you're looking at keywords within your industry, you can see what people are trying to figure out about your specific keyword or your industry. Take the time to upload all of those questions that people may ask you frequently, or you might see on that people also ask feature on the SERP, and then upload the actual answer to that question. And then a lot of people will overlook keywords. You may think that you have a certain amount of keywords within your industry, but again, take a look at your competitors, see what's on their websites, what's on their GBP, and make sure you add all keywords that are relevant to your business.
Super important.
Very, yeah. And then the most important aspect that, it's really hard to maintain sometimes, and we get it, especially as business owners, but a lot of people don't update regularly. So you should be posting regularly on your GBP, adding those photos, adding those videos, responding to people. Take the time if you can and add as many updates as you possibly can.
Perfect. All right. Thanks for that, Emily, on what not to do. Now we're going to get into probably my favorite part, and that's how to actually optimize your Google Business Profile. So for those of you that earlier mentioned that you're somewhat familiar, this is the part you probably want to really hone in on, pay attention to, get your notepad out, because I'm going to go over some really important tips. So an important announcement was recently made by Google that I just want to cover before I get into that. And this is for people that have a business site. So if anybody in the audience has had a Google profile for a while and you've got the free version of the Google business site, those are going to be completely shut down come March, right? It's already February 6th, so little around 3 weeks from now, if you've got a business site or a .negocio, which is the Spanish version, the free version of the Google website, Google has announced that these will no longer be active. For a few months, they're going to give you a little leeway, and if someone clicks on it, they'll go ahead and redirect them back to your Google business profile. But then come June 10th, that will no longer be available. And as we mentioned earlier, and as I'm about to mention, having everything completed, meaning name, address, phone number, website in the Google business profile is going to be critical for ranking, okay? So if you haven't thought about creating a new website, some of the best alternative platforms are WordPress. Wix is another one if you kind of want to test the water and try to do it yourself the affordable way. Or, always, if it's really important to you, I always recommend looking at hiring a professional. Websites don't have to cost thousands and thousands of dollars. It really depends on the business. So definitely something to think about, though, because the website gives you an extra opportunity to kind of say who you are, tell your story. Why is your business different, right? Where with the Google profile, as amazing as it is, everybody has kind of the same few things to choose from, right? So there's not a ton of room to differentiate yourself, although there is more than you think, and we're going to be getting into that right now. So how to optimize your profile, right? What are some of the major features, okay? Business description, categories, service area, products and services, photos, videos. For those of you who didn't know, Google recently started allowing up to a 30-second video. Reviews, Q&A, right? Questions and answers, or FAQs, frequently asked questions, that can be posted by you guys, the business owners. Posts, right? Updates. There's a few different types, whether that's a regular update, an event, an offer, right? A promo, appointment booking, another big one. If you got a booking link, make sure you're using that. Attributes as well as messaging. Now, I know for me, I love messaging. In today's world, text messaging is just so much easier. And a lot of business owners, I know you guys are busy out there. You're running the business as well as working. So if you haven't activated the messaging feature, definitely look into that because it allows people to message you. And studies have shown majority of our population here prefers to text over a call. So how do we get started, right? For those of you that earlier said you're somewhat familiar or you haven't even begun, right? You're not verified, right? You haven't claimed your profile. This is step one. Claim and complete your profile, okay? Number two, either set your service area or verify your location and your address. If you're a brick and mortar business with a physical location and you don't provide delivery services to the 7 cities around you, then take a look at your profile because you should not have, 7 cities plus your address. All you need is the business address, okay? That's just an extra tip for you guys there. Now, number 3, adding photos, very important. And number 4, of course, staying consistent and getting reviews, okay? Moving on. So here's some rules of thumb for the business name. I know there used to be a lot of confusion around how do I list my company name, right? So the simple rule of thumb is if it's not part of your business name, if it's not on your actual business documents, because Google is probably, most of you know, going to ask you to upload a video or provide some kind of a document showing your legal business name. If it's not there, then it doesn't belong on your Google profile. right? There was a myth for a long time that if you put a keyword in your name, or if you put your name plus the name of the city in which you live, you can see it there in the upper corner. We've got some examples that this would help Google populate or rank you. Believe it or not, this is a big no-no. Just put your name as it appears on your business license. You'll be good. Trust me, Google cross-checks this stuff. All right, business categories. So a lot of people think, well, I don't know what category to choose. So, you always want to choose the most accurate category to your business, right? So, for example, if you're a restaurant owner and you're a pizza shop, right? And Google has the option for you to choose pizza restaurant, then of course that's what you want, right? The more specific it can be, the better. There are also some tools out there which we've listed, like this GMB Everywhere, which is a free Chrome extension that you can actually add to your browser to see how your top competitors that are ranked above you, potentially, are categorizing themselves. Now, by default, Google only shows one category, okay? So some of you might be a plumber, right? But then you're thinking, well, I also provide HVAC services, right? I also want to show for water heater installation, and it's not listed. In that case, I strongly encourage you to add a second category, okay? Obviously, the primary category should be your main bread and butter, but don't hesitate to add a second category. Shoot, add a third category if you've got one, right? The more keywords that apply to your business, the more services that you have listed on your Google business profile, the more ways you can be found by potential new customers. Now let's move on to the business description, okay? People overlook the business descriptions, but they're a great way to sell yourself. So, we've got some tips here. Pay attention to the streets, the neighborhoods, keywords in the business description. One thing that I've learned over time from being in the industry, and actually directly from Google, when it comes to these categories, you're allowed a certain amount of characters, all right? So failing to leverage or take advantage of the maximum character limit, right, will give your competitors that do so a competitive edge. For example, if Google allows 1,000 or 1,500 characters, do not make the mistake of using 2 lines, filling up 200 characters, and then leaving the rest blank. If you can't think of anything else to add in the moment, maybe take a few minutes, sit down, think about what else you can say, and use these to their maximum potential. It does matter. It does impact your ranking. It does impact the optimization. And I know you're probably thinking, wow, this is a lot, and I'm literally just getting started, but it's so important. I mean, yeah, sometimes it feels like this is a full-time job, just managing your Google profile. And, this is just your Google business profile for like local people. But I mean, it is one thing that's, it's time consuming, but it's not too crazy difficult, if you guys can make the time. So next, we're talking about products and services, right? So using the Google Business Profile products and services to build relevance is very important. So if Google can understand what you sell without having to visit your website, don't you think that's a positive thing, right, for a user? So, if you're a flower shop, right, everybody knows Valentine's Day is around the corner for my lovers out there, right? Any flower shop that's not using the product section, it would help you if you went ahead and listed some of your products, right? Maybe you've got a dozen roses on special for, $50, $100, $200, whatever it might be, a sweetheart package. You can actually list that directly on Google under the product section. So if you're a business that doesn't only do services, but also sells products, make sure that you go to this section either way and you fill it out completely, okay? And I know someone asked earlier a question about how to track it. it really depends on the type of business you have. I know if you're a restaurant and you set up the food ordering, food orders that are placed with a pickup or delivery restaurant go directly through your Google business profile. You can review those orders, with the third party, whether it's like DoorDash or Uber Eats. But generally, Google measures calls, clicks, messages, if somebody books, if someone requests directions, number of clicks on the menu, right? If you've got that listed, things like that. So moving on to the next slide here, we're going to talk about photos and videos, and this one is very underrated. So if you're somebody that's not too active on your Google profile, I'm here to tell you that photos and videos help expand your visibility way beyond just traditional Google search results. But there are some things that you need to know. So you want to aim for high quality, well-lit photos, okay? They should represent reality, okay? Meaning these should be pictures. Maybe it's a before and after, right? If you're an HVAC contractor, a roofing business, a cleaning company, right? Before the job, snap a shot. After the job, snap a shot. Whether you just installed a new heater or whether you just cleaned a mess, in a living room at a home that's got 5 kids running wild, right? And everything's freshly vacuumed, all that good stuff. Another thing you want to try to avoid is stock images or photos. Again, Google explicitly says they should represent reality. So, I know we all love to get on social media sometimes, and we all probably know what filters are, right? Avoid those at all costs, right? Save them for Facebook, save them for Instagram. So making sure that you try to upload at least 3 to 5 new photos. This is minimum, okay? This is per month, right? If I were you, I would try to upload 3 to 5 photos a week and at least 1 video a week if you really want to, reach full optimization with Google. And again, I know I'm going through a lot of things, and you might be thinking, well, that this is a lot. But if you want to get to the top, if you want to compete with the best, if you want to have, depending on your business, 150 phone calls a month just from the Google profile, these are the things that, it's likely your competitors are doing. That's why they're up there. And it doesn't happen overnight. These things take time, especially anything related to SEO or organic, right? But I mean, look at the power, right? So I not to get off track, but just imagine if you built your profile up to the point to where, maybe it took you 6 months, a year or 2, but now you consistently get 100 calls a month, right? Was it worth it? So another really important thing to pay attention to are reviews, right? Over 90% of people will read at least one online review before deciding whether or not to visit or contact you, okay? So clearly, the competitors or the other businesses out there that have more reviews or more of a positive reputation or overall score are likely going to have an advantage over you, right? Now, when it comes to Google, if you're thinking, well, I can only do so much, I only have so many customers, I try to get everybody to leave a review, right? So the best thing you can do is encourage your customers to leave you positive feedback, right? And respond to them immediately, promptly, right? Be honest, be open, be thorough, thank these people. Even if you get a negative review, it might even be more important that you take the time to actually sit down and respond, okay? According to Moz, who, I don't know how many of you are familiar with Moz or Ahrefs, right? Kind of the guys that created like the ranking system for, websites and SEO. 10% of the total weight of search ranking is estimated to be review signals. Now, Google doesn't actually say how much weight each thing has. All they say is you need to do everything. Okay. But for them to give you this, feedback, 10% is 10%. That means that businesses with the high star rating and a lot of reviews posted consistently are going to get more visibility than the ones that don't, period. It's that simple. So You got to get on there. You got to engage with people. You got to ask people for reviews. You know, there are tools out there to help you generate them. I won't go down that road today, but there are ways to do it and make it easier, because I know, again, time is money for most of you business owners out there, but just keep that top of mind, right? Everything that I'm saying today says Google wants you to be active and participate and be on it, right? Everything. The more active you are, the more Google sees that, the more they're going to promote and move you up in their system. So engaging with your customers, okay? 3 different ways here. Number 1 is posts. So I don't know how many of you are familiar with the posting system. You're actually able to post and publish content that appears directly on Google through the update button. There's 3 types of updates that you can post, right? There's just a regular update. Maybe it's fun things that are going on this month within your business. Some businesses have the ability to post a special offer, and it can even pop up at the top of your profile. So you could say, 10% off for the month of February for, anyone that orders roses. Google actually has a spot where you can punch in a promo code. So you can actually put that on your profile. And then it even has in a spot for some profiles to post an event. So let's say you have a special event going on this month, you want to bring people into the business, or you just want to create an event to get some buzz going about your business. This is super, super important. Google recommends at least twice a week. And if you can't do that, at least once a week. And if you can't do that, at least once a month. And when it comes to doing this, what you say, the content that you post, the photos that you use, the videos that you choose to upload, they matter a lot, okay? And I gave you some tips about that earlier, but these are similar. I know somebody asked in the questions earlier about how often is it required to post. I think it was you, Corey. You got it right here. I would say at least twice a week. And again, I know it seems like a lot, but that's what Google says, and that's what the top profiles are doing. One other thing that I wanted to go over is the Q&A. Some of you may or may not be familiar with this section on the profile. It's also known as like the FAQ. These are not just for your customers, okay? So anybody can ask a question about your business, right? So for example, someone might go onto your profile and say, do you give free estimates, right? Some of you business owners probably say yes. Some of you, maybe you don't, right? Maybe it costs you money to do this. But it's very important that you go on there and you respond to the community. Not only is the community looking at this, Google's looking at it. Does this owner care? Is this owner paying attention? People are asking questions, right? And then another thing to get ahead of the curve is the FAQ, frequently asked questions, predicting what your customers will ask in advance, right? So, you might put some frequently asked questions like, what is your service area, right? And then you might write the answer, this is your FAQ, and it says, oh, we service up to a 25-mile radius, right? So super important. The more of those you have, the more consistently you create these, the better your optimization will be. And then lastly, messaging. So I know I mentioned this earlier. If you haven't activated messaging, I highly recommend it, right? This allows people to, from the desktop or from the app, the Google Maps app, to actually chat with you directly as the business owner. And usually Gmail will notify you with an email notification whenever you get a new message, okay? So engage, engage, engage. And I know someone asked about social media earlier in the questions here. So with that, Emily is going to take you through. Google is always coming out with new stuff, right? New features, new updates. I mean, shoot, feels like every month Google's like, oh, here's the next thing that you need to know. It's hard to keep up. So Emily, if you wouldn't mind, can you take these people through the most recent updates for the Google Business Profile?
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks.
So like Charles said, Google is always updating its algorithms. Our content and SEO team at BrandRep has to consistently stay up to date with the newest trends in order for us to, stay on and be industry leading with our services. So one of the newest features and updates that we have to, work with is our social media profiles are now able to be added to the Google Business Profiles. So this is a really awesome update that we've been waiting for quite some time. You can now add all of your links for all of your social media profiles to your GBP. This is good because, a lot of the social media strategy is about branding and brand awareness. So take the time to upload any of the social media profiles that you have to your GBP, even if you're not posting on them as consistently as you would like.
Awesome. Yes. And I know Tabitha Castle, I believe you asked that question. So hopefully that helps. Obviously, different industries, different businesses are a little bit different, but this should be available for most. Sorry about that, guys. All right. And next, we got some more.
Cool. So you can manage your GBP directly on Google. So the GBP really acts as a portal or a hub to use everything that you need all in one spot. So allowing you to be able to access and manage your GBP directly on Google just makes for a more efficient and convenient experience for the users.
Yes, it does. Definitely. I love that feature. I mean, telling you guys, if you haven't turned that one on, it's a good one. Okay, we got some more.
And then this is another big one. So we keep talking about, messaging, engaging with your clients. So previously, you could add the messaging feature to the app. And, the app is definitely super convenient and useful to use. But now you can access the Google Business Profile messaging directly on the desktop. So again, they're just adding a lot of features to make things more convenient, more efficient for all the users. So definitely take the time to connect with your community, even if it's through desktop.
Awesome. Okay. And here you go.
And then, there's a couple different things that you need to do when optimizing the business profile. We keep talking about this. Where do you start? There's a lot of things that we've gone through in this deck. And one of the first things to kind of get started, get your profile set up, is get that business description going, take a look at those categories and provide the service areas that you service. Make sure that all of the services that you actually offer and the products are updated. And those attributes in the appointment booking link are, on your GBP. So do all of those things first. Once you get those things kind of set up, you don't have to touch them that much, but something that you need to work on consistently. So, we keep talking about updates, and engaging with your clients. This is something that you need to be updating, like we say, regularly. So those are the reviews, respond to them, get your photos and videos posted, make sure that you answer those questions, provide those answers, because Google really works as a foundation where they want to make sure that their users can get the answers to everything that they have for their questions. Make sure that you're updating posts and connecting with your customers through even the new messaging update.
Awesome. Yep. Super, super important. All right. Thanks, Emily. So now is going to be some time for Q&A. Gosh, we've got quite a few questions in here. I'll do my best to get through as many as I can. So let's see here. So how do you know if the person has actually utilized the business? I believe I addressed that one earlier. I'll just retouch on that. I mentioned that there are several different available performance tracking metrics, okay? They're all found within the profile. It depends on what kind of business you have. Some of the most popular features are direction requests, phone calls, website clicks, messages, bookings, again, number of completed bookings by customers. To get this data metric, you might have to set up bookings through a booking provider. Booking clicks, Food orders, again, you might have to review the order with the Google providers. Products, so you can see the number of views on a product over a selected period of time. Menu clicks, things like that. So thank you for asking that question. I think it was Zara. Tabitha, we answered that one. Let me keep going. Is there a way to connect? Yes, again, you can connect the Instagram and the Facebook right inside of your Google business profile. So how often is it required to post? I think we mentioned this earlier. You said, is it as much as social media? At least once a week is like the bare bones minimum. I'm recommending twice a week. And if you can do it daily, I mean, the last time that I spoke to somebody from Google, they're like, if you can do it every day, do it every day. So pretty much at the end of the day, what I'll say to you guys on that is it depends. If you're doing like the minimum, like once or twice a week, like we recommended, it's going to next go to like how often is your competitor doing it. So if your top competitor is doing it every day and they're above you and you're like, well, what the heck, I'm doing it once a week or twice a week, which Charles said is the recommended minimum. Yes, you're both meeting the minimum, but who's going above and beyond to signal to Google that you're more aware and more involved with your business, right? So that's kind of where Google's coming from when it comes to activity and posting and being active. One of you guys asked, can you share these slides or recording afterwards? Yes. The answer is yes. This whole thing is recorded, and we will be able to share. So regarding claiming your page, what if someone has claimed your page? Okay, so that is a case-by-case situation. There are ways to still claim a profile if someone else has access to your profile. So we definitely would have to look into your situation to be able to see the options that you have there. I'll pull up this screen for a moment. I would highly recommend, if that was you or you're thinking that way, to email us at marketing@brandrep.com. That can help. We'll schedule a personalized consultation so that we can actually dig in to your specific problem. If anyone here has like a suspended listing issue, I can't get my video, to upload issue, all of that, most of the time there is a solution, however, it is all case by case. So in order to help with anything like that, we would definitely need to do a personalized consultation. And then, we do offer like plans and packages and services, which you can pay for if you guys feel like, you need the extra bit of professional help. Obviously, depending on how long you've been struggling or how important the Google Business Profile stuff is to you. So going back here, actually, I'll just leave this up for a second. We're going to do the giveaway in a second, but just in case any of the answers are, email us. I'll leave this up there for you guys. Let me continue. So is there a limit on the number of keywords that you can use? No, there isn't. But you want to stick with the ones that actually have to do with your services and your actual products, okay? So like keyword stuffing or like adding keywords that aren't relevant to your business, things like that is not going to help you, okay? Just the services that you provide. Okay, how do I become the #1 option not only in my city, but in the surrounding cities as well? So everything that we've explained today in the meeting is how you get to the top, right? There are 3 things. It's relevance, it's location, and it's prominence, right? Those are the 3, broad categories that I kind of broke down here today that determines how well you rank on the first page of Google. But there might always still be a limit to where Google's going to allow you to show. So if you want to show on the first page of Google outside of, I'd say probably in most cases, anywhere between a 2 and 5 mile radius, 10 max if you're in a real rural area, but Google does not give a mileage radius. Really, they just say your local area. But for those people that are thinking that way, like I target more than just my local, you definitely should explore Google Ads. Google AdWords are a perfect solution for getting immediate exposure outside your area, driving leads, phone calls, conversions quickly. And we do happen to specialize in that too. So, if you feel like, what are ads? I've run ads. I didn't get results. I don't know what I'm doing, because ads are an absolute monster. Like Google AdWords, I've been in the business for 10 years. You can check my LinkedIn and my profile. I have about 6 ad certifications. I still don't understand everything. Now, I know that we manage ad accounts as low as, a few $100s and as high as $250,000 a month. So, doesn't matter what size your business is. If you want traffic outside of your area, I just want to reiterate, this Google Business Profile is only one segment of the digital marketing world, right? So digital marketing in itself, it's huge, okay? There's website, there's social media, there's Google Business Profile, there's Google Ads, there's Facebook ads, Instagram ads, right? There's LinkedIn. It depends which industry you're in, right?
Yeah.
And I'll let you, if you want to add, Emily, I'll just say, don't limit yourself to just this one funnel, just because this is the topic today. And Emily, yes, if you can add to that, that would be amazing, because you're the SEO expert.
Yeah, Charles, everything that he's saying is right on target. One other thing that comes to mind right off the bat is location pages. So if you service several service areas, you can do an on-page SEO strategy where you can create location-specific pages for those locations, link them to your GBP. You can drive authority to those pages with press releases or, some off-page strategy. So there's definitely a lot that you can do to help rank.
Awesome. Okay, great. Let me see if there are any others. Does Google allow for pictures? Okay, so does Google allow for pictures to have information on it, such as a picture of our banner with our address, our phone number, or is that a red flag for them not to approve? Okay, that's a good question. So Google generally allows images to contain information like an address, a phone number, especially if it's relevant to the context of the image, okay? Such as like your business sign, right, or a banner. But again, there are a few things to keep in mind and consider. So relevance, I remember I talked about relevance, accuracy, and user experience. So relevance means ensuring that the information on the image is relevant, it's appropriate for the content that it accompanies. So for example, let's say you're uploading an image of your business's storefront or a banner, including your address and the phone number. That would be relevant and acceptable. Totally fine, right? Clarity, making sure that the text containing your address and your phone number is clear and legible. This helps users easily understand the information that's on that image. Again, Google wants reality, but they also want clarity. So the difference between a high res and a low res image will impact your optimization. So you should only be using the highest quality, best resolution images. I think there was a photographer in the group that asked something. You'd be a great candidate, right, for posting your own Google profile photos on a regular basis, because I'm sure you got some good cameras. But again, it's like we are in 2024. Most of the new iPhones and Androids have pretty good cameras on them. For those of you out there that don't, want to go spend a few $1,000 on a separate camera, that will do. It's just if you take an image and you're moving, or it's got a filter, or it's blurry, that's probably not the best photo to post. So accuracy, again, is super important. So outdated or incorrect contact details that might confuse somebody or lead to a negative experience, that's a no-no. So just consider the overall experience whenever you're posting an image, depending on what the text is. Okay, so I think that does it. Let me just go through and see if we've got any more questions that didn't get answered. I think we got through almost all of them. I don't know. Let me just give you guys like a thank you for coming. A couple more secrets that like aren't listed here. Okay. So yes, you have to post as often as possible. Weekly, someone asked if we offer that. We do offer posting with two of our plans. There are higher end plans, but they're more of a full service plan that, like, would involve me and Emily on the SEO side. Is it daily? No, daily is a lot, but we can definitely help post consistently, right? Enough to drive you to the top, right? That's why we're here. That's what we do. That's what we're experts in. We've got some guarantees for ranking and things like that over, different periods of time. So again, if you're asking if we offer it, definitely, if that's you, either connect with me on LinkedIn and we'll schedule something, or just email right now the marketing at BrandRep and ask for a meeting. It doesn't cost you anything to meet with us, and we can give you a more personalized treatment. But for those of you that might have thought, I have an 800 number, right? I don't know if I covered this earlier. I wanted to reiterate it. Google prefers a local phone number. Okay. So a lot of people are not aware of that. So if you've got an 800 number, if you're considering using an 800 number, Google prefers a local number. Now, let me caution you. Anytime you go to change your name, your address, or your phone number, you're at risk from being suspended and Google asking you to do a re-verification, right? Imagine, that's a lot, right? Like someone's changing their phone number, especially someone who's getting 150 customers a month off their Google listing. Google is going to want to make sure it's you, right? And someone else maybe isn't doing this or hacked in. So if you have a verified profile already and you're ranking high, which I don't know if there's anyone in here in that boat, but if you are, I would say don't stress about it. Now, if you're new listing or you haven't set one up yet and you've got both, put the local phone number. If you've got a website, having an SSL and a secure site that's posted properly into your Google profile, I don't have time to go into the technical side, but these are things that we help you with, matters a lot. Google does not want to see people with non-secure websites and businesses sending traffic there. So they're going to favor your competitor that does. If you're wondering if we do that, yes, it is something, a service that we offer if we are building your site or, need to assist. So again, if you need help with website stuff, definitely recommend just shooting an email over to marketing@brandrep.com. So because of time, and I could go on forever, guys. Hopefully we're going to get a chance to do this again in another month or two, so I could share, and Emily can share some more knowledge as well, either on SEO, or maybe we'll do Google AdWords, because man, there's just so much business to be had, so much money for you guys to make, like out there in the online world. It's just about going about it the right way. Definitely learned a lot. Thank you. Oh, thanks. I really do appreciate that. And honestly, like, I went over as much as I could, but I could have went on for like a while. Like, there's so much. And the thing is, while I'm pulling up this sheet, is like, there's just so many things that Google has available for you guys out there. And I know it takes time. And being, the son of a small business owner, my dad's generational business that started by my grandfather, like 75 years ago. I know how hard it is to balance time, and, being married, and, having a dog, and, having kids, right. And having a business, it's a lot. So if you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed, or like, man, like, I don't have time, or by the time I get home, I'm so tired, like, that is why we're here, so do yourself a favor, like, do reach out if you feel like you need it. If you feel like you can handle it, like, good. That's why we did this. Like, more power to you. Go for it. But I just really, really want to express that to you guys, because the people that are at the top and getting those kind of calls that we showed earlier, like their lives are changed. Okay, like forever. Before they came to us, some of those people were at 0, and now they're at 120, and they're in businesses that don't charge $50 for a service. It's hundreds. So this is really important stuff. Go back into my presentation mode here. I do want to say I put my LinkedIn up here. I don't normally always do this, but if you're new and you've never haven't had the pleasure of meeting me or Emily, you can scan the QR code there and connect with me on LinkedIn. Otherwise, you can get 20% off on any of your marketing needs if you came today. So if you're emailing us at marketing@brandrep.com, I'm going to make sure that you get a special deal just for staying through the webinar on any of these services, because I know all too well how important the Google Business Profile and just online marketing is to all of you small business owners that are out there. So again, just from my heart, like, thank you so much for joining today. I think we had an amazing turnout. Emily, thank you so much for co-chairing, for co-hosting this with me. It was so much. I really enjoy this, honestly. I hope you guys get off this call and either try to go into your profile and do something, or you get off this call and you send us an email to talk more, because our goal here is to help as many small businesses in this world grow and expand and reach their full potential as possible. Okay, so again, it's our contact is marketing@brandrep.com. My LinkedIn is the QR code. So you would open your camera if you've never done that. Just hold it up, and then a little button should pop up on your phone. Like, you don't take a photo, but you act as if you're going to on the QR code. Click the button, and then that would take you to my profile. Feel free to send me a connection request. Yes, I will accept you. We can be friends. Emily, is there anything else you want to add in before we conclude?
Yeah, no, thank you for having me. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Like I said, I specialize in SEO. So Charles has mentioned this is just one portion of your digital marketing strategy. If you have any questions about SEO, content, social media, you can always reach out to me via my LinkedIn as well. So we appreciate everyone. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, guys. And yeah, Emily, you're right. Google Business is powerful, but it's definitely limited in range, territory, and visibility. A lot of you guys probably aren't just confined to that small area. So all the more reason to talk with someone professional if you feel like you deserve to have more customers. So hope to see you next time. We will be hosting another event. The date is TBD. I don't know yet. I still got to put together the materials and the presentations, because I want to make sure it makes sense. You guys learn something. I'm getting good feedback from people saying thank you. I learned a lot, so I'm super happy to hear that. So when you leave, you might get an email. Okay, my marketing department's probably going to send you one of those feedback review me surveys. But what I'll say is, if you liked it and if you learned something and you want more, right, then fill that out, because that's what tells us, is it worth our time and energy to create a whole nother presentation for these people, or was it not really worth it? The turnout was okay, but maybe we should do something else, right? Maybe we should start a podcast. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, guys, thanks again for joining. Hope to see you next time. And yeah. Welcome to Brand Rep.
Thank you. Bye.